up, y'all? It's crazy. Woo! Y'all like my new hair? This is one of my new hairs. Don't you like her? I think I'm gonna name her Nikki. How y'all doing? This is Dominique, aka That Therapist. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the lead clinician and CEO for a group practice known as Yellowbird Counseling. What is that? What does that mean? Well, our normal day-to-day operations include providing individual, family, couples, group therapy or counseling for adults, children, teenagers, elderly, middle-aged, whatever, for the lifespan. In the states of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, and Idaho. Soon, with several more states to come. So stay tuned, definitely, and we can be servicing you in your state. But we do that. But on these here Thursday nights, most Thursday evenings, we provide information to the general public to educate you on how all of us can benefit from having a therapist outside of just people that are dealing with a mental illness. Because for some reason, there's this huge stigma around mental illness. I'm not sure why people are afraid of having a mental illness. And I say that because we all get colds. Probably a lot of y'all have gotten COVID at least a dozen times at this point. I mean, really, we're 3 years in at this point, almost 4. So somebody's gotten COVID at least a dozen times. Like, why do we think that our brain sometimes doesn't feel well? Okay? Or things that impact us externally. How do we think that we are above external things such as grief, such as like job bullying? That happens a lot. Being bullied at your job, family members that will break your boundary, friends, partners that break your boundaries, or, hurt you, or you get sick with something you didn't expect. Like, that's a lot on the brain. Okay, so don't think, oh man, I hear people on TikTok. Y'all be on TikTok. Please follow me over there if you're not already. That_therapist. So that_therapist1 on TikTok. Follow me there. But anyways, I'll be on there, and they're all like, some people just don't need therapy. Well, why though? Well, what's different about those people than the other billions of us out here who do need? How come them people don't need therapy? Why not? Is their life just that perfect and they've been guaranteed that nothing bad will ever happen to them, or nothing life altering will never happen to them, or just, life and on an everyday basis will never happen to them? Is that why they So I'm just like, yeah, we need to continue to educate you on the reasons that we all can benefit from having a therapist outside of simply having a mental illness. So because of that, we love to focus on awareness months that can tie into mental health concerns and that don't just talk about like mental health diagnosis. So this month is Domestic Violence and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So we would want to definitely provide information on the mental health aspects of that, because those may not be things, well, maybe with domestic violence, but maybe not with so much with breast cancer that you would think about needing any type of mental health support, unless you're somebody who has had a loved one with breast cancer, or you yourself has had breast cancer. You may not understand readily what that could do, like impact wise for mental health. So y'all, we had a huge platform change in the practice, and so I had missed last week. Okay, so sorry if you came looking for me. I'm so sorry. But our platform change is complete. Basically, what we were doing was streamlining everything so that our clients could reach out to us all in one place, and they didn't have to reach out to us here, there, and everywhere. We have it all streamlined so they can pay, they can do their session, they can schedule with their therapist. They can message their therapist if they need to, all of that all in one place, and they don't have to be anxious about going all over the place, just one portal. So I did that, and so that took a little extra of my time on top of still doing sessions, and the other, razzle dazzle of the day. So because of that, I was not here, and I'm so sorry. But I'm here now, and I still want to do what I said I was going to do. Okay, especially if you get my newsletter and all of that. Be sure that you get your subscription worth, even though it's free. You can subscribe for free. You can go to yellowbirdcounseling.com and click subscribe, and it also gives you 20% off of merchandise in our store, such as t-shirts like this. I've decided I don't care. Me as a person that deals with anxiety, that is such a liberating statement to be able to say that I don't care about something that I can't do anything about, such as people's thoughts about me. I can't change what people think about me, so I have had to decide that I don't care. And that's what the shirt says, So definitely, you see how I just started a mental health discussion with you? Because somebody might say, well, yeah, my anxiety, or yeah, I low-key be worried about what people think, all of that. So we help with that here. We definitely help with that here. Okay. And so you're going to want to let your grandma, your auntie, your sister, your coworker, your dad, your brother, your friend, your partner know about us. So I'm going to put I've got it real simple for you to reach out. You can call us if you want to. Some folks be talking about their old school and they like to talk to somebody on the phone. So we do got you there. You can call us, but the number that I will be sharing with you is for you that want to text us. Now, if you want to call us, you can definitely Google us, yellowbirdcounseling.com. or Yellowbird Counseling, LLC. You can Google us. But if you want to text us, if you're like about the text game, like if you're on the go and you need to just shoot a text real quick and get your process started, I got you. Okay. I got you. And I'll share that with you, because another thing that is happening is it is about to be like seasonal affective disorder season, or SAD season, seasonal depressive season. And so a lot of people really notice themselves experiencing more symptomology than what they might in the summer and spring months, or the late spring and summer months, because SAD season usually lasts from approximately November to March. Okay, so that's a big chunk of the year. So somebody who's going to be dealing with the seasonal saddies. So you definitely want to let them know that there is a place where they can be supported. We also are starting our SAD season group back up. It's a free support group for people dealing with depression and or seasonal saddies. And that will be led by my personal intern, Jordan Wesson. And Jordan will be leading that on, I think it's Wednesdays. But anyways, you can just text the word SAD to the number that I'm going to give you, and then you'll have all the information for it, and they will steer you in the right direction. Okay? My admin therapist, they will steer you in the right direction. So you see, we be trying to do a lot. And so, sometimes I don't be here, but I try to make that as few as possible that I just don't be here. Okay. But I did want to cover, like I said, because neither breast cancer nor domestic violence are mental health. They're not mental illnesses. Okay. So, but they have a large impact on someone's mental health and could possibly lead to mental illnesses if the person doesn't receive the proper support that they need in a very distressing and very, very serious time. Okay. So we got to make sure that not only do we know how to support ourselves and our friends and family in these situations, but we also want to be sure that we know that it is definitely a need and should be part of your treatment plan with any type of cancer, but with this being breast cancer awareness month. Want to be sure that you do have a therapist on your treatment team. And also, definitely, if you're dealing with domestic violence, you definitely, friends and family do their best. They definitely do. But that is such a serious situation where you also do need professionals to help you navigate what that needs to look like for your all around safety, mental, physical, emotional, financial. What does that look like for you, and how do we help you navigate that situation as safe as possible? Okay, so those are some things, and that's why I wanted to cover it. But definitely ask me any questions you have. But I was like, man, I don't feel that I can just text. I'm sorry, I feel like I didn't want to just write it down. So I wanted to try something out with y'all. When I be on TikTok lives and folks be in there for like hours and hours at a time, they usually be like reading stuff and doing stuff. I don't know. It's a little bit of a different vibe over there. So I was like, let me just see what y'all think. So I was like, with these being such robust topics, I didn't want to just run the risk of missing anything. So what I want to do is I want to share some articles that I found regarding the topics, and we could kind of discuss and go from there and see what y'all think. Okay. Yeah, but please be sure you're sharing this live. Please be sure that you're sharing this live. Okay. Because again, you know somebody who knows somebody at the very least that could be dealing with something that they need help with, and you want to be able to do your part to break the stigma that surrounds mental health and wellness. I was like, what is that? Hey, I don't know how that happened. By sharing this live to get this information out to someone on your timeline who may need it. Yeah. And they don't even, thanks to you because you shared it, they don't even have to worry about, oh, how am I going to ask for help? It's just right there in front of their face at their fingertips. I'll even make the number so that you can screenshot it and share it with folks. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's having a hard time, you could simply just shoot them a text or a DM with the screenshot so they could text. And we help a lot of people. And I'm very serious about the level of help that we provide to our clients. So much so that I'm very intentional about making sure my therapists take care of themselves so that they can properly take care of our clients. I'm very, very, very serious about that. And I show them that so that I can lead by example with that. So definitely, I do take pride in what we do here. Okay. Are we perfect? No, but who is? You know what I'm saying? And we do our best, and that's what matters. So share. But we do help a lot of people. A lot of people see us. I think we have, last time I checked with our new platform, I think we have over like 1,500 clients that we service. So a lot of folks, and more come in every day. So definitely be sure you share, because we are doing our thing over here, sharing, helping folks. We want to be able to help you, and we want to be able to provide people with treatment that is relatable, okay? So they don't just feel like somebody is looking down their nose at them. They feel like they can relate to the person on the other side of the couch and really receive the help they need from somebody who is going to meet them where they're at. So definitely share. Okay, so I was like, oh, purple and pink. People say they clash. I'm gonna be honest and say I don't really necessarily know what that means for them to clash. I don't know. I'm not sure. If you want to let me know in the comments what that means, you can, because I don't know what that means for them to clash. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. But anyways, people say purple and pink clash, but we have the purple, definitely the purple ribbon for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the pink ribbon for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So purple and pink mental health awareness. Isn't that funny? All right, so let me see what we got here first. So definitely what I suspected, let me bring up my breast cancer one. Let me bring up my breast cancer article. Where is it? Okay. I'm trying to figure out which one. Y'all, I got so many tabs open. It is unreal, but I have to have them all open. All right. So, and then I can just show y'all other ones when I need to move it. Okay. Grady, great. All right. So definitely what I suspected is that breast cancer being something that doesn't necessarily have to run your family. And even if it does, still it can be unexpected to receive that diagnosis. And very jarring, and very, even maybe traumatizing, you might use, or just very impactful in some way, and it could cause your brain to have to process a lot of information all at once that you may not have been prepared to process. So that's a lot. Do you see how much stress that could cause a person, on top of the physical diagnosis that they've already been given the news about? So it's very important that we try to do our best to navigate as either the person that's experiencing the diagnosis or the person that is a loved one of the person that is experiencing the diagnosis. We want to be sure that we are giving and receiving proper and healthy support. Okay, so we need to know some very key things about, as far as it relates to us, some very key things about how mental health can be impacted in these two circumstances. The first one being breast cancer. So definitely what I expected with anxiety, because that, like, who knows what to do with that very life impacting diagnosis, So definitely anxiety about what do I do? How do, what does this mean? All these questions that I'm sure between maybe a primary care, maybe an oncologist, maybe a case manager, an oncology case manager, nurse, family, job, yourself, it's a lot to take in. Okay. It's a lot to take in. So definitely, I suspected that also depression could be something, feeling overwhelmed, feeling like maybe hopelessness, helplessness, possibly even worthlessness, those are possible emotions that could very much impact somebody's desire to want to do anything, to want to go anywhere, to want to talk to anybody. Like, it's just not a situation where a person may want to be who you might have once, or they may have once known themselves to be. Okay, so we want to be aware of that. We want to be aware for ourselves and give ourselves grace. Definitely, like, if you have been diagnosed or have had a diagnosis, you know how important it is to definitely make sure that you receive the care that you need. And definitely it is a lot of a mental fight. Not saying it's all in your head, definitely not what I'm saying, but because of the large impact that it has on your body, your brain has no choice but to also be impacted by the news that your mind or that your body is receiving and that your mind is taking in and processing. So it could cause you to feel like you're living in survival mode, or any of those other very major feelings, very valid and major feelings that you could be experiencing. And it could, leave one not really knowing what to do. All right. So definitely we want to be sure that we are doing our part to provide support in those areas, whether that's, again, just sharing this live, sharing the number I'm going to give you with somebody. So if they just need someone to talk to, that can help them practically navigate the situation. Because also, as friends and family members, it can be hard to know what exactly to do, like for the loved one, if it's not us experiencing it, even with it being us. But if it's not us and it's somebody that we love, it's like, whoa, what do I do? How do I help? Like, like how much responsibility? Those are those, like, do I have for this? Like, what do I need to do? It's just a lot. So you definitely want to be sure that you know how to assist yourself and your loved one. And it may be that you will need to receive counseling. And counseling, like you all know, and if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that counseling is for people that don't necessarily have a mental illness. Okay, it's not necessarily mental illness symptoms and diagnosis that we work on in counseling. It is everyday life stressors and life circumstances. So that's why if you are supporting a loved one that is experiencing any kind of cancer, but specifically for this breast cancer, that you are receiving the support that you need as well. Okay, let me see what y'all got. Did y'all ask any questions? Oh, yay! See, Tanea helped somebody, a friend, receive our services from them, from Tanea sharing. So that's great. See, you see the impact of just sharing. It just takes one simple share, and you don't know whose life you could change. Okay, I've heard a lot of my personal clients who have brought their friends and family to us that may be seeing one of my other therapists. I get to see how life-changing support that they've been able to receive. So I do not take your shares lightly. That's why I'm so willing to do our Cash App giveaways, because guess what? That's how important it is for me, for you and your friends and family and coworkers and all the other folks I named in your sphere of influence to know about us so that we can help them. Okay? So, yes, Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. I just found that out. You know, they've been stacking awareness months on top of each other. I just found that out yesterday. I was in a live and the host was talking about they are hosting a pregnancy and infant loss awareness program. So I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I want to come. Yeah. Thank you. Y'all, they got me pulling them out the pack and putting them on my head like how they do on TikTok. They be on there like, oh my God. So yeah. I got me a couple you know what I'm saying? I got a couple. So y'all will get to see different looks. I'm excited. I couldn't wait for it to get a little bit cold because I know I couldn't put no wig on my head in no heat. That wasn't happening. It had to be cold. I was not doing it. Braids in the heat, and then we can play with wigs in the winter. I got my daughter in with your group, and she loves it. Yay! See, I love that. I love that. And, you know, if you are a client, you can feel free if you want. You definitely don't have to, but if you want to leave a review, and you do receive our newsletters, you can go and you can leave it, you know, a Google review and Facebook review, but you can definitely give those reviews because I know it's not easy to go to therapy. I know that myself as a therapist. I know how hard it can be to find a therapist, get in with a therapist, all of it, you know? So definitely, I do not take lightly that you guys entrust us with your folk. You know what I'm saying? So, Perfect. I love that. All right. So definitely back to what we were discussing. I'm just being appreciative. But definitely depression. So approximately 15 and 25% of individuals with cancer, a rate of 2 to 3 times higher than the general population, develop chronically or clinically significant depression. That's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, that's a lot. And the fact that it's 2 to 3 times higher than just people in general who like American, we'll just say American citizens. So let's just say it's like 10% of American citizens deal with depression. This is saying that for breast cancer specifically, it's 15 to 25% of people that receive that diagnosis, which can affect their ability to function and get through a very physically draining healing process. And going through, so all of that, the treatment and everything. And it can decrease the survival rate. Okay. I was just saying, because I've seen it, as a clinician, but it is a lot. That's what I meant when I said a lot of it is a mental battle as well as it is a physical battle. Because if you experience, you could even beat the cancer, but there's a healing process associated after that. Okay. And if your brain is not, if you don't keep yourself up through that, it could decrease your survival rate. It could decrease your percentage of survival. Not saying that that's the only factor, but it is, like we're seeing, a big factor. All right. So mortality rates were 26 times higher in patients with depression, with depressive symptoms, and 39 times higher in patients diagnosed with Mr. Carter. No, brother. No. He know better. He don't want to bark. He trying to keep himself from barking. And so we may see things that significantly impact their mental health, like appetite change, where they're not able to eat what they need to eat to maintain their nutrients. Sleep, which our body does need sleep for any type of rejuvenation. So definitely if they're not receiving the proper sleep, feeling guilty, sadness, psychomotor agitation like aches, pains, muscle twitches, loss of interest, poor concentration, and suicidal ideation. So all of that, it's like, so definitely you can see how vital it is to have a therapist on your team if you're dealing with these odds here, or these statistics. Okay. Because if you're not receiving the proper health, if you're not receiving the proper mental health care, it can definitely impact the effectiveness of your physical health care. Okay. So definitely we want to take a look at what a person, I thought I had that pulled up. This is more for the person experiencing it. I had a few different articles pulled up. Man. But yeah, as far as being friends and family, of somebody that's experiencing this diagnosis, definitely you want to be sure that you are not only taking care of yourself, but receiving helping the person identify the proper resources. If you have that space to do so, and it'll be a lot easier for you to have space to be there for somebody that's dealing with this diagnosis. If you yourself are taking care of yourself, you cannot pour from an empty cup. That is not a thing. I don't care how much people try to make it a thing. You know what it's like? It's like trying to run a mile in quicksand. Okay? You're like, and you're not going anywhere because you're sinking. Okay? So like hope the analogy helped. Okay? Hope it helped. So, and like I said, anxiety, just a lot of overwhelming heaviness that you as a loved one could also experience. You know, it could be a lot of vicarious feelings happening here, where you may even feel as though you're taking on the feelings of the person who actually has been experiencing the diagnosis. So definitely, you want to be sure you are receiving some counseling, and then encouraging them to the best of your ability. Because again, it ultimately is the individual's choice what they do and don't want to receive for care. Okay, you do have to respect whatever the individual, even if you see it being something that could be life-threatening. And I don't mean like if they're going to harm themselves, but like some individuals may make the decision they don't want to do chemo, you know, they don't want to put their body through that, or they may not want to receive therapy, or they may not want to eat the diet that the doctor prescribed them to help increase their likelihood of overcoming their diagnosis. They may not want to do those things. And that is not something that it's easy to be okay with as a loved one that loves this person, but it still is their choice how they want to navigate their own diagnosis. So you can put material and you can put information in front of them, but past that, you have to let them make the choice to actually engage it. Okay, so that's a big one. That is very hard. Very, very, very hard. It's very hard. And sometimes you can feel like you didn't do enough. But let me tell you something. None of us are whatever deity you believe in, okay? Most deities believe that we are human and there's a higher power of some kind. But whether you believe that or not, somebody's mortality is not your own responsibility, as far as keep them from something that's above you from happening. Okay, just like if anything, heaven forbid, anything happened to any of us, you know, there's some things that are just outside of our control, you know. And so that is a big reason, and that is the big thing that I like to share, is that you don't have to have a mental illness for something to impact you that's outside of your control. Okay? And so here is an example. So again, share this live. If you just came in, please give us a share either on your page, in a group that you're in on Facebook, because again, we've been reading in the comments, people's friends and family have been getting help from us and experiencing, you know, seeing their loved one have a great experience with us. So definitely please share so that your loved one or your friend or family member, your coworker can get this information. You can also click the share button, click more options, and you can copy and paste the link into like a text message to somebody or in somebody DM, slide it in somebody DM, you know what I'm saying? And then they can watch us that way as well. Let me see what y'all saying. I see a lot of comments. Let me see. I'm a cancer survivor. I went through depression off and on during chemotherapy, but after was really hard. Yeah. I'm glad that we provided you something you needed to hear too. Sometimes the cancer happens so fast they don't get the chance to do those things. Exactly. Yeah. And that is a great point to make. Definitely, it just depends. Again, cancer is oftentimes a lot of times outside of anyone's control. Okay. And it's a very surprising diagnosis to receive, and jarring. Cancer is real. I can't hardly stand to talk about it. It has affected me so deeply. Family members now going through chemo. You can't help but have depressive symptoms. The person and the family member being there firsthand. Yep. Exactly. It's not easy. And so I wanted to be sure I stressed the importance of receiving help, and not expecting you or your loved one to go through this alone, because that ain't fair. That's not fair to expect that you should be able to get through something so large and life-changing and life-altering that you wouldn't need any help. That's just not fair to think. Okay? So we want to be sure of that. And the same really does go for domestic violence. And I know that's a lot of the hard part for people that are bystanders of loved ones in domestic violence situations. The hard part is that you cannot make that person leave. You can't make them leave. You can't make them leave. As much as you might want to make them leave, you can't. Okay? All you can do is provide them with resources that you gather some resources, ask them if they would like to receive the resources, and if they say yes, you give it to them. Okay? And that's all you can do. You cannot make them leave. You cannot make them see anything, because let me tell you something, they already see it. It's just their choice of, they have to decide when it is good for them, when they are ready. Okay? So again, a very life-altering, also another life-altering. So I don't think it's like too off topic to do them together, because both of them are so life-altering. And even though people would say, oh, well, you chose that. No, oftentimes, if a person knew they were going to be in a domestic violence situation up front, they probably wouldn't do that before feelings ever get developed. Okay? But let me be sure we don't have any other remaining questions about breast cancer piece and mental health before we move on. So another thing that if you see your loved one engaging in, if they are experiencing it, like alcohol, food, if they're using negative coping mechanisms, like food that maybe they wouldn't be best for them to eat, alcohol, drugs, that can mask their emotions or your emotions. Taking care of your mental health not only means going to therapy and joining a support group, but it also means practicing self-care. So again, like, I don't be making this stuff up, y'all. This article was written by Christine Fuller, MD. So yeah. Okay, what kind of questions do y'all got? What kind of questions do y'all have on the breast cancer front before we move on to domestic violence awareness? Y'all got some questions? Coolio. All right. Well, while y'all are deciding if you have any questions, let me get our other pull up. All right. Say share this tab instead. So again, with domestic violence, Definitely it is. I would say it's something that impacts somebody in a progressive form. Again, like if somebody went on their first date and somebody attempted to be any type of abusive towards them, I'm sure that most people would probably not engage that person again. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have any emotions. They're essentially a stranger. And so it could be easier. But once feelings get involved, very valid emotions get involved, and maybe even triggers of traumas that you've had in the past or witnessed in the past, it gets a little harder, and it becomes very hard to make a choice that many would say would be the best option for you. What outsiders may say is the best option. Oh, wow. So your mom and your sister both died a year apart from breast cancer. They both hid it and didn't want treatment. Yeah. Yep. Having a support system is definitely necessary because, again, people can hide it. They don't want you to know. And there are different stages that they could start hiding things, all the way up until maybe they themselves know that they may be on the verge of passing, because I'm a firm believer this is totally anecdotal, but I'm a believer that a lot of people with those type of things have an idea of when their time to pass may be coming. Okay. I just think, that's such a huge transition in the human experience that sometimes people may know. Okay. And again, that's anecdotal. I'll look it up and research it and I'll come back to y'all. But it would be kind of hard to do that research. It may, unless people leave some sort of note or something, but sometimes people, I think that they know. And so then they don't want to involve their family, So, but again, I'll do research and let y'all know what I come up with. But again, that's anecdotal. That's not saying that anybody's experience is that, but it's my own anecdotal. All right. So, again, same thing with domestic violence. And a lot of times, with domestic violence, again, the overlap is not that different because definitely the origins and the situations are two totally different situations. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying there's intersectionality in that. A lot of the symptoms you may see. So, people either being more isolated, and not wanting to share. There could be a lot of guilt associated with it, a lot of shame, okay, for the person that's in the situation, a lot of trauma bonding. Y'all just been out here tearing trauma bonding up because y'all be using it wrong. Let me tell you what a trauma bond is. A trauma bond, is similar or a trauma bond is the umbrella for like stuff like Stockholm syndrome. Okay. So it's like a, not necessarily a umbrella, like the name of the spectrum. So you may have Stockholm syndrome. You may have, codependency. You may have, different things. Okay. That cause somebody to, not want to leave a situation that could be harmful to them. Okay. So, so that's real. Okay. That's real. That's a real mental impact. Now, Could you say that those things are necessarily mental illness? Not necessarily. There could be depression or anxiety or things that come along with it, but sometimes it's how we choose to interact, like how Kayla was, and I don't want to say choose, but how our survival skills presenting. That's a better way to say it. Our survival skills presenting, and our survival skills may not always be what's best for us. Of course, always fight or flight, or when you can, but sometimes freezing, and sometimes when fight or flight is not an option, then we engage in other things to try to survive, So definitely be mindful and considerate of that. So let's talk about when it was established. Domestic Violence Awareness Month was first introduced back in 1981 before the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. That is very interesting. That there was an awareness of domestic violence that long, like that far ago, like to where it was something that, I guess it would be even more if it was like 1920, but still 1980 seems kind of, I don't know. It seems like people wouldn't really be about like speaking out against that at that time. So every year, right around 10 million people become victims of domestic violence, which equates to just about 20 people every minute, y'all. 20 people every minute. How many minutes have we been on this live? Let me see. We have been on here 53 minutes. 53 minutes. 53 times 20. Since we've been on this live, okay? Or is it 20? Yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, 1,060 people. So please share this. Share this because it literally could be changing. That is a very astronomical rate, okay? And I'm sure that's just like reported. There's many more that people are not reporting, but they're doing an approximation. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay? Think of how many lives we could save if we've been sharing this. Okay? Yeah, that's a lot, guys. Blew my mind. Those are some pretty big and startling numbers. Yeah, y'all saw how I just reacted. I didn't even read that part of the sentence. Domestic violence shows itself in a number of different forms, whether it's punching, slapping, choking, threatening, manipulating, yelling, and making others, and many others. No matter the situation, domestic violence is never okay. And it doesn't just have to be physical. It can be emotional. It can be mental. It can be financial. It could be spiritual. It could be isolating you. It could be manipulating. It could be so many things. Okay? It just anything that threatens your well-being in any way. In a partnership or domestic situation, okay? Uh-oh, not my phone. Okay. So what are some ways like, well, before we go there, definitely already knew it was in October. So huge strides have already been taken place ever since 1994 when the Violence Against Women Act was put into place. So many program services and shelters have been made available to domestic violence victims, thanks to the issues that have been addressed to our legislation. And yeah, I hear them. I really do hear them on that, but sounds a lot better than what it looks, okay? Because a lot of times people, I'm not even going to just say women may experience domestic violence at higher rates, but men also experience domestic violence as well. And non-binary people also experience it, and trans people also experience it as well. So I hear them when they say that. But I also know what I've experienced as a clinician, okay? And the people that I've serviced over the over a decade that I've been doing this work. And I'm telling you, that sounds a lot better than what people are actually experiencing. Sometimes, law enforcement tends to further victimize the victim. Sometimes, hospital personnel don't always, validate somebody in their domestic violence situation. Friends, family, sometimes support groups aren't readily available. Sometimes shelters are full. So yeah, this is why I try to keep our practice staffed, and I try to provide levels of care for everyone. So definitely our internship level would be our free services, and they are supervised by somebody like me, another therapist like me. They're supervised so that you get that if you are, under their care, you're receiving double care because you're receiving care from their supervisor, who essentially that would be a clinician you'd have to pay for. So you would get that for free, because oftentimes, especially if someone's in a violent situation, violent or financially abusive situation, they might not can get the money to go to therapy. So that's an option. We also have, if people have high deductibles or if they don't have insurance, we also have rates to accommodate people like that. So you're not expected to pay your insurance rate. We have therapists, private paid therapists designated for that, who are not interns. They're like resident therapists. And then we have folks like myself who are fully independent licensed therapists, and we can see at a little bit more of the cost if you don't have insurance, or if you do have insurance, we'll be able to take that. But the downside of that is if you have a high deductible, we do have to collect the entire deductible. So that's why we have the free and the reduced rate plans for people like that, because sometimes insurance plans aren't always gonna give you what you think they're gonna give you, because a lot of people think, oh, I have insurance, I don't have to pay anything. And while in some cases that is true, in many more cases it is not. I have very few clients, and I told y'all we have over 1,500 clients. And very few of those do I see that have to never pay anything, nothing. That is completely 100% covered. That is a thing, but it's not the most common. People at least have a copay or a co-insurance, which your co-insurance is a percentage of whatever your out-of-pocket amount would be. So if it's $150 and you have a 10% co-insurance, then it would be 10% of $150. Or if you have a copay, it's like $20, a set price, like $20, $30, $10, $15, something like that every visit. But very few people have where theirs is 100% covered. So with these different circumstances and situations, such as breast cancer or domestic violence, that could put you in a very tight situation financially. So with us, you definitely have the option to still fit therapy into your regimen, even if you don't have the money. Okay? That's what we do here. Pew, 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 pew. I've had so many people who are calling Viva to see if you're in network. I always refer them. Yeah, Viva is slacking on our credentialing. I literally just sent, I'm the only one that takes it. And I'm like, open a few slots for like some of my, because a lot of my clients I've been working with for years. So some of them don't have the same level of care for me that they needed in the beginning. So I have room for new people. So I have room for Viva slots. I do. But it's just me. I'm trying to get the rest of my folks credentialed. And Viva is like slacking. They're not like telling us, like they're not sending us our name to do in order to get credentialed. You're a special breed to make mental health available to all. I'm so thankful for you. Oh, thank you. Yes, email me tomorrow. Thank you. Or Tiffany. Okay, so either email me or Tiffany or Kayla. So you can do the therapy@yellowbirdcounseling.com, or you can do Tiffany@yellowbirdcounseling.com, or you can do Kayla@yellowbirdcounseling.com. Those are my other two supervisors. Just to be sure, because I'm going to be gone for a few days. So yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. We actually had Tish who came to us from Viva, but I think the way insurance be set up inside, it's like everybody just does their own job. And I don't think she was on that side. So thank you. We try. We do. We do want to be a blessing. We do. Per. So yeah. And two, again, with domestic violence, you don't want to, because what can happen is if you try to be overly insistent with your support, you could end up pushing that loved one away. You could end up pushing them away and put them in an even worse situation that may not benefit them at all, because then they won't reach out to anyone and be completely isolated and off the map. That could happen because the abuser does not want anybody else to be involved or know what's going on, because it threatens their control. Okay, so you have to be in a domestic violence situation, as far as help goes. I say less is more, meaning like share this. Go on ahead and take a screenshot. I don't know if there's captions, so go on ahead and take a screenshot. I'm gonna be quiet for a second so the words don't cover up the screenshot. All right, and so then you can just simply slide it into someone's DMs or text messages, a screenshot. They could text the word new if they need our help. Also, I'll scroll down to the more of the resources, so you can take a screenshot of that. Here's some hotlines, okay? And and do's and don'ts and ideas for being an advocate. So take a screenshot. See, here you go. Screenshot it. Go ahead and screenshot it. There. Okay. So you see, it's so simple. And then all you have to do is share it. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just be sure. that you're getting your friends and family as best as you can do. And this is the best you can do, is give them resources and then let them talk to you and come to you when they're ready. Okay, as they're ready and as you have the capacity for. That's another thing, again, because it could be very mentally and emotionally exhausting for you to watch a loved one be in that situation, and feel helpless. So here's some ideas for the advocate. 3 out of 4 Americans know another person that has or is being abused by an individual, but a lot of times nothing is done about it. Yep. Action needs to take place when advocate is willing to speak up when others cannot. Definitely, but also considering that person, and not forcing them into a situation. But definitely an action you can take is sharing and copying. Like that screenshot you did, taking that action to share, okay, that with the person. So, and that can be, if you don't feel the most comfortable about saying, hey, we need to get you out of this situation, this is a way to share it and still speak up, okay? If you know someone that is being abused, are you willing to be their voice? It's times that we stand up for domestic violence and tell it enough is enough. So sometimes that does have to happen if you have the resources in place to do that. Especially during the month of October. Again, you already did that. You took a screenshot and you can share it with somebody or somebody who you know that knows somebody, okay, so that they can get help. Make sure that you support domestic violence survivors and help to get the word out about the destruction threat, the destructive threat that domestic violence has on so many homes across America. Pay attention because soon it will be, they said soon, but it already is. Let's see. I need to look up some domestic violence awareness quotes. All right. So we talked about those things, the purple ribbon. We talked about in the 1980s, but ever since 1987, October has been the month where domestic violence and its victims are observed. Domestic violence, like I said, is usually done in secret, but let's shout from the rooftop. Let's do that, guys, so that we can be sure to spread the word and share this live and get the word out so that people can receive the help that they need. Okay? We want them to receive the help that they need, and you could be saving someone's life, because just like breast cancer, domestic violence can be life-threatening and life-altering and, leave people in a situation where they have, a lot of pieces to pick up. So definitely that we don't want them to do that alone, and we don't want their friends, family, and loved ones to feel like they have to do it alone and they don't have anywhere to also receive support. So definitely, like I said, you can screenshot or have them text the word new. Now, if you want to be in that, this is our text number for all our stuff, okay? So if you want to become a new client of insurance or private pay client, you'll text the word new. If you need an intern, you'll text the word intern. And if you want to be in the SAD group, you'll text the word SAD, all to this very same number, okay? Or you can text the word new and tell the admin therapist what you need, and they'll route you to the right direction. So even if you forget that, you can always text the word new to this number. So go ahead and take a screenshot so you'll have it on. You know, somebody that mentions therapy, or I see all these therapy threads on Facebook, you can simply just copy and paste this for them. Tell them to text the word new and they can get assistance. All right. Perfect. All right. What kind of questions do y'all have? What kind of questions? What kinds of questions, if any? Make sure you share. If you haven't shared already, please do that. Appreciate you. And the person's life who you helped also appreciate you, or you appreciate you because you're like, oh, I need to get into therapy. So, all right. Cool. All right. Well, guess what, y'all? Guess what I haven't done? Well, guess what I haven't done? I haven't forgot. That's what I haven't done. Forgot. I have not forgot. Mr. Carter. Here. I have not forgot that tonight is our Cash App giveaway. Pew, pew, pew. All right. And because, like I said, I was absent on last week, we're going to do some double duty this week. Let me see. Okay, K Candles is the last person, so that's where I'm going to count up from. All right, so y'all know how this goes. I'm going to say your name and your number 2 times, okay? Name and your number 2 times, and remember you have to have shared. I'm going to make sure you shared, okay? All right. K Candles, number 1. K Candles, number 1. Danielle Robinson, number 2. Danielle Robinson, number 2. Christy Davis, number 3. Christy Davis, number 3. Glenda Woods, number 4. Glenda Woods, number 4. Chloe Love, number 5. Chloe Love, number 5. Candace Keller, number 6. Candace Keller, number 6. Punky Brewster, number 7. Punky Brewster, number 7. Roslyn, is it McIntosh? There's no A, so I was like, is it? I'm sure. Is it McIntosh? It could be McIntosh. Roslyn McIntosh is number 8. Roslyn M is number 8. Alexis Carl is number 9. Alexis Carl is number 9. Tanea Keller is number 10. Tanea Keller is number 10. Tanya Betts is number 11. Tanya Betts is number 11. Thank you. Danielle Winston is number 12. Danielle Winston is number 12. Nikki Leilani is number 13. Nikki Leilani is number 13. Sharon Gray is number 14. Sharon Gray is number 14. Rob TR is number 15. Rob TR is number 15. Malika Cole is number 16. Malika Cole is number 16. Antoinette Danielle is number 17. Antoinette Danielle is number 17. Magnolia Marchant is number 18. Magnolia Marchant is number 18. I think that's everybody. Now, if you were under K Candles, I did not count you because K Candles, I already knows what to do. And so if you don't want to miss it next time, then you need to text the word live to this number. Text the word live to this number. Okay. And while I'm getting everything set up, share one more time, okay? Thank you so much. Share one more time, either on a group that you're in, if you didn't share it on your page, copy and paste the link in a text or in a DM to somebody, or somebody that you know that might know somebody, okay? So maybe you know somebody who's a therapist, another therapist. Send it to them. Because they may need to, maybe they don't have any plate slots. A lot of therapy practices have been referring their people to us because they're full and they know that I keep open slots. So you might need to send it to them. Because I did that too. When it was just me, I was referring to all my friends. That's how we do. That's how therapists do. We will refer if we don't have the room. But I have room and I'm very intentional to keep room open. So so there's no wait list with us. We service people morning, afternoon, evening appointments and weekend appointments. So definitely be sure that you share this with people. And we have a lot of Black women therapists, which is the highest requested that I have. And people be like, oh, when I say, hey, what ethnicity do you prefer? They're like, oh, I'm not trying to be mean, but Black. No, that's not mean. That's not mean. That's very valid. That's very valid if you're a Black person to want to have a Black therapist. It's very, very valid. It's not mean at all. That's why I ask, and a lot of places don't ask you that. Okay. And it makes all the difference a lot of times. All right, so while I'm doing that, think of somewhere else you can share it while I'm getting us set up. Let me get us set up. All right, share my screen again. Share. Okay, new tab. Y'all know I like to start from the nitty gritty, so y'all can't say I show no favorites because I don't do favorites. All right. Let's see. Number wheel generator. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. This is our old one. So what's the number? 15, 16, 17, 18. So we got 1 as the minimum and we got 18 as the maximum today. All right, so y'all ready? Do a drum roll. Let's do a drum roll. Oh my gosh, who's number 15? Who is that? I don't remember. Who is it? Who is number 15? Who got it? Who got it? Who's number 15? They got to be here. Otherwise, I got to spin again. Who is it? If you don't say me, I gotta spin again. Number 15, are you here? You're saying, not me. Not me. Congrats. Wait, y'all congratulating somebody who hadn't even claimed their prize, and I can't even tell them how much money they got. Hello? Yep, I'm gonna have to spin again. Going once. Going twice. Y'all can stop congratulating them because they're not here. All right, gotta spin again. Gotta spin again. Oh, that's so sad. Okay. Who got it? Who is number 10? Number 10, you better claim your prize. You saw what happened to number 15. Number 10. Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon. Is this your second time to win? Is it? Hold on, Instagram. Is it? I know you won before. I can see. Wait. Oh, 14. Okay. It was 15. Okay, so who is 14? Oh, wait, what? Y'all, I'm confused. Y'all, I'm confused. That's why I say it twice. Why? Oop, never mind. Who was it? Sharon was 15. Oh, okay. Y'all, is it Sharon? Wait. Oh, wait. Dang. Okay, so Sharon didn't claim her prize and number 10 got it. Is that what happened? Sharon, did you? All right, so we're going to have to battle it out. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put both of y'all up there. She did claim. She did. So what do y'all think I should do? It's between Tanea and Sharon. Do y'all want me to spin between y'all, or is one of y'all going to turn it over? It's $200. It's $200. $200. It's between. She did claim. Somebody said split it. I don't know. I'm only gonna listen to the two people that got 15 and 10. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Because they're saying you claimed it. Somebody's saying split. What do they got to say though? Oh, Sharon said Sharon said, okay, I'm gonna Sharon said. People did say you claimed it, Sharon, though. They did. They said that. They're saying you claimed it. So it is Sharon. They said that before I spun. They said Sharon did claim it. Check the time. We can split. This is my first time winning. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to let Sharon say. Sharon said she claiming it. She did. Okay. Sharon, I'm gonna send it to Sharon, and if Sharon want to send half to you, Sharon can send half. Oh my God! You okay with splitting, Sharon? Sharon said, "Okay, well, Sharon, you can cash app it then." If you okay with splitting, I'm gonna let you cash app it. Congratulations, both. Bless both of us. Okay. All right. I'll do it separate. All right. Okay. All right, so since that's the case, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw an extra 50 in there. So I'm gonna do 150 each. Okay, I'll do that. How about that? How about that? That sound good? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Let me see. Y'all both put y'all Cash App back in the comments so I don't have to scroll up. I know Sharon. I thought Sharon won before. But I'm putting Sharon's name. Okay, I found you, Sharon. I did. Sharon, is your birthday on November 5th? Is it? Congratulations from Yellowbird Counseling. I sent Sharon. Sharon, I sent you y'all. And then, oh, y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. And then I'm going to send Tanea. Oh, Tanea, it's your first time. Yay! Sharon, is your birthday on November 5th? Okay. I'm trying to make sure I get your I try to make sure I get your Cash App right. Tanea. Okay. I found you. Yep. Since it's your first time, I didn't have you save. Okay. There. That was easy. Y'all always make it easy. It's very rare we have those little snafus, but this is live. This is not recorded. So yeah, sometimes we got some little hiccups, but we always make it through. You know what I'm saying? We always make it through. So, all right. Make sure y'all got it. Tell me that y'all got it. Tell me that y'all got it. All right. Uh-oh, dang, I lost Instagram. I always do that. Dang. Okay. My birthday is the 4th. That's why I asked 11/4. Yay! You got it. Y'all are so welcome. Y'all are so welcome. Yeah, I sent yours. Yeah, Sharon, did you not get it? It said it went to you. And this is you because you've won before, and I see your other times that you won. So this is you. Yeah, I went to you. I hope y'all have a great weekend too. I hope all y'all have a great weekend. I hope y'all did share. Congratulations to both of you. Sharon, did you get it? Tanea got hers. Got it. Great. Perfect. Sometimes, the internet takes a little while. But I'm glad you got it. Perfect. All right, y'all. Okay, so I'm just going to be getting back next Thursday. So I'm going to try to come on. But if I don't, I'll try to do that weekend. Okay? I'm going to try to do the weekend. Some of y'all going to be at Classic anyway. But so I might be at Classic too because I got me some wigs. I might show up, you know what I said, with one of my girlies on, one of my wiggies. All right. But y'all be safe and y'all have a good week and weekend, and I'll see y'all soon. Okay. Bye.